into it. I know this was supposed to be a live, but if you've been following me on Instagram, and I think if you watch my last live or my batch chat, you know that I've been juicing, and I decided to very foolishly drink a whole mason jar full of beet juice and dandelion juice. And baby, it did not go well for me. It did not go well for me. My stomach has not been right for like almost 72 hours. So yeah, just when I thought that I would be able to finally start eating solid foods, because I haven't been able to since I had the beet juice. I had breakfast early this morning and it just, didn't go well. So by the time it was time for me to get on the live, I could barely get out of bed. So I'm a lot better now, which is why you're getting an edited review. I hope this is okay. We will be back to doing our lives next week. But for now, let's get into the not so much mess of the show. The show didn't really give me a lot, so I'm kind of okay with us not, sitting down and having a live, because baby, what were we going to talk about? There wasn't a lot that happened this episode, but some stuff did happen, so let's get into it. Dolores, I know you are Teresa's good friend for, over a few decades, and I know you are loyal to her, and you love her, and you will protect her at all costs. Don't be foolish, right? Dolores rides for Teresa in a way that I just don't think she needs to. You know what I mean? You're a good friend. You've proven to be a good friend to her. I don't think that you should step in front of the firestorm that comes for Teresa when she does mess. Because Teresa literally went to Evan's birthday party and spread that rumor around to every and anybody who would listen. She lied and said she just told her friends about it. Baby, you told everybody. You told it, from the valet to the PA to the cameraman to the waiter. Like anybody who would listen, you would tell them about this rumor or facts about Evan because you beefing with Jackie and you want to hurt her. Dolores spent this entire episode denying that what Teresa did to Jackie was out of spite or nasty to Jackie. Teresa didn't do anything wrong. And then you sit there in your confessional and say, if it's not true, just say it wasn't true. If I was you, I'd be like, that's not true, and I would just go on about my business. No, you would not. You would be very pissed and upset if somebody who you invited, came to your man's birthday party and was sitting around, going around saying that David is cheating on you with one of the nurses at the hospital. You would feel some kind of way about that, Dolores. Like, come on. I know that's your girl, but don't look foolish on this TV show. What Teresa did was wrong. You don't like Jackie because Teresa don't like Jackie. At your big age, I feel like you should know where you stand and you should be okay in that. You don't need to protect Teresa, who is damn near 50. She good. She good. I hate to say it, but I'm so glad that Teresa is getting rid of that tacky house. That house was tacky when you built it 10 years ago. It's tacky today. Mama, it's not selling. Whoever buys that house is going to buy it for a third of the price, and they're probably going to demolish it. What more can they do to it? That home was a monstrosity. You know what it gave me? It gave me like one of those kitschy themed hotels in Vegas. Not quite Caesar's Palace, more like Caesar's tomb. You know what I mean? Like, girl, it was tacky then, it's tacky now. I'm so glad you're getting rid of it. I honestly think her kids are getting older. Girl, get a nice little condo. A nice little 2-story. Wait, is a condo a 2-story? But you know what I mean. Get something cute, maybe by the water. You don't need that big house. The girls are getting older. They're going to be out of the house. Like, girl, get something cute. You've raised your kids in the Mall of America. Like, you can raise them in something a third of the size and you can still raise good girls, good Jersey girls. I don't know what I was trying to say to that. Don't read into good Jersey girls, because what was I trying to say? Jersey girls can fight though. So maybe that's what I meant. Like good girls, but good girls who can scrap. Can I tell y'all, I forgot about Margaret's assistant. I was watching this episode and I was like, who the hell is this blonde white woman that is sitting at the table with them and got all this stuff to say about Teresa? Who is this? Can I tell you, she was so irrelevant to this episode and this trip. They didn't even mic her. When Teresa got upset that the ladies were trying to make her see the light about how she was wrong with saying the rumor about Evan at his freaking party, when the ladies were trying to get her to like see the light about it, Teresa got upset, got up from the table and started walking away. Everybody's like screaming at her, like not like screaming at her to harm her, but screaming at her to like get her to come back and sit down and have the conversation. You can hear everybody's audio, right? Except for Margaret's assistant. I was like, y'all didn't even care enough about, this woman's opinion on this trip to even mic her. Why is she there then? If she's not going to have a mic, why is she there? Why is she in the scenes if we're never going to hear what she contributed to the conversation? Are they trying to make her like a friend of the show? I hope not, because y'all not invested in her, so why should we be? After the ladies just decide to give up on convincing Teresa that what she did was wrong, they all decide then to go on like this boat trip. The only reason why I'm talking about the boat trip is because this was a really fun moment. The ladies play a prank on Joe. The thing that got me, right? So Teresa called him and was acting, was telling him that, Melissa was cheating on him with a guy who like owns the boats, right? So Joe, in the beginning, he wasn't believing her, right? But then he says, I got the kids in the car, right? Then he starts speaking Italian to her. I was like, oh, Teresa got him. Teresa got him. He starts speaking Italian to her. Everybody started losing it because now he's invested. He wants to know what's going on. Where was his wife? He's like, Tree, did you follow her? And Teresa's like, I don't know. You know how I am. He's just like, well, I don't know either. This was a cute moment. I'm glad that they're having fun. This is the thing, right? On these shows, I love a little mess, right? We love a little drama. That's entertainment. But I also really enjoy when they're having a good time. And this moment was a really fun moment for me. And I also love when the men get together and have a good time. Like, I love when the women are away, the guys will play with each other. Not like that. But who knows? Who knows? Because they be kissing each other's butts and stuff and teabagging. Weird. Very weird. And they say, a lot goes down at those poker games. Did y'all see that Law and Order SVU episode about the poker game? Do y'all remember that episode about what goes down at those poker games? Baby, a lot of sex and assault. Anyway, let me know if you saw that episode and we'll talk about it in the comments section below. That was a lot of information for me. I'm still scarred from that. And I think was I in college when I saw that? I'm still traumatized by it. Let me clear that up. I'm not saying that the men of the Real Housewives of New Jersey are, raping and assaulting each other. I'm saying that's what happened on that episode of Law and Order SVU. Let me back out of there. Anyway, I was watching this episode, right? And I was just like, oh, this is getting really, really boring. And then Jennifer decided to show up and work for her check. She sat down with Black Dolores, as Wendy Williams calls her. She sat down with Black Dolores and she was just like, while Melissa is in the bathroom, she was just like, Teresa's realtor, I was talking to her at Evan's party, and she told me that basically Joe Gorga is a scammer. And Dolores, who was clearly on camera, like, girl, I don't know why it mattered, but Dolores was just like, do you want to talk about this? Like, right here, because she's in the bathroom. You want to go somewhere else and have a conversation? I'm like, well, Dolores, you're on camera. Y'all might as well just have it where you're at. Anyway, they get up and they go to another location and they talk about it. And Jennifer is just like, I don't know why she was talking to me. Jennifer, this is why she was talking to you. You and Melissa have beef. It's a freaking TV show. This always happens. It is, typical reality TV formula. Always the enemy of one of the women in the group that they have had a beef with, who gets this piping hot tea that will destroy their lives. And this person is always stuck in this place because they've just recently made up with this person and they don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but they will be the one who brings the news to the show, but they don't want to tell it because we just made up. It happens every season and every show. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. That's why the realtor was talking to you. Maybe you didn't see what was going on, but that's why she told you about the conversation and not Teresa about the conversation. That's why she didn't tell Dolores. That's why she didn't tell Jackie. That's why she didn't tell Margaret. She told you because you and Melissa, who the tea is about, got beef. Welcome to showbiz. Hey, welcome to showbiz. Also, Teresa, how is this going to work out for you this season? Because your realtor is bringing true tea about your brother to, very damaging information about your brother to the show. Maybe that's why you and your brother going to fall out. Because if she's still your realtor, and if you're still in connections with this woman after she has done this to your brother, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Now, I'll be very honest with you. I think everything concerning Joe, Melissa, and Teresa right now is fake. I think they're all in a good place. They don't have any issues. I think whatever little mix-up and dust-ups that they have is not real. The drama that's going to come from Teresa's realtor bringing, Joe's scamming tea to the show, whatever comes from that, I highly believe. Because how could you not? How could you not be mad at your family member because this person was the source to bring this damaging information on the show, and they were able to become a source on the show through you? Hopefully Teresa didn't know this, and I don't know. Teresa, you're so freaking messy. I can't even put this past you. I hope, girl, I hope you didn't know about this. I mean, if your brother's a scammer, you know, right? Your husband was a scammer. You knew that's why you went to prison. No shade. You did your time. It is what it is. But I hope you already know that the realtor was going to do this on the show. I really, really do. Because let's be honest, this is your show. You know everything that goes up and down on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. The fact that you did not know that this realtor was going to spread your brother's tea on this show is not believable to me. This show waited for you to get out of prison. This your show. That's your realtor. And she brought your brother's damaging information to the show. Yeah, I can see why y'all gonna have beef. I can see. I will have beef with you. Would you do that to your brother? Girl, that's the problem. You so messy. I'm questioning if you would set your brother up like that. You got to work on that, mama. You got to work on that. I will say, even though you got some things to work on, listen, you got it on and popping at Evan's birthday party. I didn't like what you did, but baby, you showed up to work and you earned that check on the low. Work. So remember when I told you guys that Jackie, for me, is acting like there's some truth to this Evan rumor? I also told you guys that Evan's look visibly changed last season and started to change the season before. I had been saying, Jackie, what's going on with your man? He looking a little different, looking a little fit, looking a little dark. White woman, let me tell you something. You might already know this, right? But if you don't, let me let you in on a little something. When your man start getting buff and dark, he's probably cheating with somebody younger and somebody ethnic who like that. So girl, stay woke. When he gets up at 6 a.m. and gets his gym bag and he starts walking out the house, you right behind him. Where we going, baby? We going to get on the stepper? Let's go. Go with him, girl. Go with him. Be his spotter. Be his spotter. You right on that treadmill with him. We both coming down, baby. We both coming down together. Yeah. I'm trying to help you. Anyway, for me, Jackie was acting like there's some truth to the rumor. Now, I totally understand her being upset. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that at my husband's party? I don't want to call it an overreaction because I do think it's a rightful reaction. You were just, for me, Jackie, you were doing too much. And then you were saying things that I was just like, he's worked so hard for what? What does he work so hard for? Was there cheatation in the beginning? And he's worked so hard for your trust. He's worked so hard to get back from that man that he used to be. Like, what are you talking about, right? She was never really clear. She just wanted Teresa to take it back and say that it was a lie. And because of her actions, because of the things that she said, I was just like, oh, girl, is there some truth to this, right? Well, Margaret's messy husband confirmed that there might be some truth to this little rumor that Teresa was spreading all over Evan's birthday party. I still can't believe the cojones that this girl had to walk into somebody else's party, a party celebrating their life, and spread this rumor that could really mess up their life. Girl, I have been messy, never that messy. Anyway, while the men are having a, men's poker night, Margaret's messy husband reveals, well, I've also heard the rumor about Evan, because the men are just like, oh, Evan wouldn't do that. Frank, you know what, Frank, you shouldn't have said nothing. Because when Frank said, I've been out with him and he's always been faithful. I never, seen him, try to even attempt to cheat on Jackie. Frank, you're a cheater. That's why you and hot black Dolores are not together, because you're a cheater. So ain't nobody believing you. You should not have even contributed to the conversation, because now we got a known cheater defending Evan. You should have just sat there and played your poker. Anyway, Margaret's husband then says, well, I won't say that he is, but I, heard the rumor. Which got me to thinking, because then he says, because Joe was like, who you hear the rumor from? And he was just like, all I'm going to say is I live, with a woman who on a daily basis has up to 11 women in our home just yipping and yapping. So remember when Jackie decided that Margaret's place would be the place for Teresa and Jackie to meet up to have the conversation about her taking back the rumor about Evan cheating? The way Margret was acting gave me pause, but I didn't really know what it is. I didn't know if she was just being nervous because she wanted them to like fix it, or she was nervous that she probably thought that they were going to fight. But I'm like, Teresa on probation, so she's not fighting. Why are you acting like this, right? Guys, I feel like Margret, or maybe Margaret's messy assistant, was the one who started the rumor. Not in a spiteful way. I think they were probably just at home talking, and like, Margaret's husband said, there's like 11 people in and out of the home on a daily basis, 11 women. Teresa and Margret, are starting to get a bit close. They're hanging out a bit more. Maybe Teresa was over there and Margaret, assistant was talking about it. And, that's where Teresa got the rumor from, because Margret is working really hard to dead this situation. Really, really hard. And I'm like, why are you even getting involved? Jackie and Teresa are both very grown. Why have you now become the mediator of this situation? Well, if you're somebody responsible for something like this getting out, you would want to put this fire out immediately. What do you guys think? I don't think that Margret said it. I think it was probably the assistant. I think she probably brought it up and they were all just conversing about it like how we are. Like, well, he is looking different. He is going to the gym all the time. It could be true because I had heard at Starbucks. I'm thinking that happened because Teresa won't reveal her source, right? But if you bet Teresa in a corner enough, she will come out and say it. So I think that Margret just wants it to end because she knows that Teresa will crack at some point to get the heat off of her. So I'm thinking she wants this to end so that she does not have to be held accountable for this situation. Because guys, she was in the back and she was so nervous. And I'm like, why are you involved of all people? Wouldn't Melissa be the proper mediator since she's Teresa's sister-in-law and really good friends with Jackie? Why is Margret involved? And her and Teresa just got back in a good space. It wasn't making sense to me until her messy little drunk husband started talking. Margret, you in danger, girl. You in danger. Because Jackie deadly with a pen, and she will write in her little column, she will tell all of your business in that little column. She did it with Jen and she'll do it with you. And you know what she'll say? Oh, it was just an analogy. Oh, it was just an example. I wasn't really talking about you. That's what she does. Margret, you in danger, girl. Also, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I did not know that Joe cheated on Teresa. Remember, I just thought it was a rumor. Teresa was always fighting that rumor. Every season she was fighting the rumor that Joe was cheating on her. Margret said when she was talking about the Jackie and Evan situation, she was just like, well, guess what, Teresa? Yeah, in her confessional, guess what, Teresa? Your husband actually cheated on you. So I was like, wait, did Joe really cheat on? Did we ever get that confirmation? Because I don't know. I will say I checked out of New Jersey for a few seasons and I was in and out a bit. So I could have missed that. Was it confirmed that Joe cheated on Teresa? Let us sister know in the comment section below. This episode ends with the ladies finally getting Teresa to talk about the Jackie situation yet again. And they realize that Teresa is so bullheaded that it's just not going to happen. So they all just gave up. All of the ladies collectively were just like, you know what? We're on the trip. Let's have some fun. Teresa's never going to get it. Let's move on. So they have just given up on ever, reconciling Teresa and Jackie. And at this point, we realize that Jackie probably will no longer be a part of the show. She's actively not filming any scenes on this show until Teresa takes back the rumor about Evan. And then next week's episode, we see Jackie talking to Evan and we see her saying, I don't know if this is something that I should be a part of. So Teresa's never taking that back. It's never going to happen. So we're probably, going to not see Jackie anymore this season. And that's unfortunate because I like Jackie because she was one of the only people who actually stood up to Teresa and never backed down. So it's going to be unfortunate to see, a really strong character on this show leave. But I understand. Like if somebody said something about me that wasn't true and it was getting traction and it hurt and it could harm me and my family, I would feel some way, especially if there probably is some truth to it. Maybe you don't want to stay on the show because you don't want those things to come out. Either way, Jackie will be missed on this show if she actually refuses to film any more of the season, because like I said, I like that she was somebody who went after the head and won. That's all I want to talk about with this episode. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in another video for something else. Love you guys. Bye.